Good morning, Scorpio, and welcome to your weekly read. If you're returning, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Scorpio, so your weekly today is October 27th. So this will run until about November 2nd, right? Yeah. November 2nd is Sunday. So that sounds good to me. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Scorpio, that weekend video. Jeez Louise, right? And I don't know about you all, but I had some things happen that I wasn't anticipating, so it was like expect the unexpected. It was interesting, so maybe you're jiving with that too. I don't know. If you haven't checked out that weekend read, maybe go back and watch it. I will say this, and obviously, happy birthday to my Scorpios. If you had a birthday throughout, the beginning of the season, and we go through this week, so happy birthday to you. If you all are celebrating, drop your birthdays down in the comments. I'm always curious to see who is when and when is who, that kind of thing. So personal reads are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. Channel memberships are open. If you are a Scorpio, I am running videos pretty much just about every day throughout the entire Scorpio season as a little thank you to all the ways that you support me here. That there is a subscription, and it is go to the healing series and higher in that tier 2, because that's where those videos are going to be found and located. Okay, so if you're interested in that, do check it out. You can go back and watch all of the videos I've done underneath that series that are not just for Scorpios, but the daily messages as well. So with that being said, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and Spirit, Stellium. So if you've got those placements in your chart, this video is likely for you. Cross watch if you're here. Guys, discern the messages. I have gotten some messages too that are like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? It wasn't me, it was them. Place it where it fits. You guys have to be discerning of the messages, right? I'm reading for oodles of you, so it's going to play out differently in all of your lives, a bit different than others. Timelines could be a little different as well, so just make note of that. So with that being said, Scorpio, let's get down to business. Hot Mess Express here today, by the way. It's definitely a Monday. So Scorpio, let's get a card for the overall. We'll go Monday through Friday, see what's going on for you. Precision. Scorpio, firing on all cylinders. Interpretation. I do think that this week you may be looking at people, places, things, right? All of those nouns, right? Nouns. It's renowned. Renowned. You may be being renowned for something as well this week. Maybe there's some spotlight being shed on you. Pay attention to the numerology. I think it's going to be very significant. Scorpio, we've got Scorpio in the Sun, Mars, and Mercury. Lots and lots of Scorpio going around, and then Pluto is doing its thing, which is you. So there's that as well. So, it's like, you think about when people read palms, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest with you, but it's about the interpretation of what they see. Scorpio, what are you interpreting what you see? Are you interpreting it clearly as well? Are people, I remember saying to you, like, there may be some people in your life, it's all of a sudden like you see them differently, and you're like, okay, hold on a minute here. What's happening? Is this for me? Is this not for me? Does this fit me? Does it not? The power is in your hands, Scorpio, as to what you choose to do. 333 on the clock, forever and always. Where does the heart and the head line up on those things? What are you feeling connected to that? So it's mystery. Spirit saying mystery. Mystery could be, it's your season, Scorpio, right? The veil is thin. There's a lot of, think about Halloween, right? It's spooky. Don't know what's standing in the shadows kind of feel, right? Like some shadow sides could be coming out this week. Heads up, right? Pay attention. You're going to know exactly who people are after this week, I do believe. Maybe even just after Scorpio season, you'll be like, now I see. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Is it something we can work through? Is it something that is not acceptable for me? And you'll be able to make those judgment calls as you need to, okay? So there is the overall message for that. So Scorpio, let's get down to business again. See what's happening here. All right, for Scorpio this week, Spirit, what do they need to know for the days of the week? Let's start off with Monday, please. Wisdom, hope. Scorpio, you're feeling inspired. 444 on the clock. You're feeling inspired. Foresight. Listen, you could call it judgment if you want to, but you are able to look at things, and you have so much wisdom within you that goes, this is like good for me or bad for me. Like, what choices are you making? The judgment. But I do think that there's like a renewed hope, an inspired vision coming from you this week that says, I know that there's going to be trials. I know there's going to be tribulations. I know that there's going to be revelations. I know that, things may be different in ways that I don't anticipate, but you've got enough foresight to see what that looks like, where it comes from, why things happen the way they do. Perception was a big word that came out this morning in the channel memberships in the Scorpio read. How are we seeing things? Perception and interpretation, precision. Scorpio, your looking glass is like shined up. You can see right through everything. It's like the Windex Birdie commercials, right? Where that glass is so clean that you don't even realize that it's there, and boom, face first into the window, and you're on your back like a dead bird. But people could be looking at you. Thank you, Spirit. People could be looking at you too, going, you can't miss Scorpio. Like, look at them. Like, they stand out, they shine. There is no glass ceiling for Scorpio to do what they do. They just do the thing, right? So it's almost like you are, wise beyond your years. It's like your wise Spirit is saying even beyond, like this 3D perception. Like, there's something within you that goes so far back and deep that it can't be missed. It's just like Scorpio has something about them that goes, how does anybody have that much knowledge? How does anybody have that much wisdom? How does anybody have that much foresight? In Scorpio, people are looking at you like, whoa. Can't quite pinpoint it, but whoa. I hope that's making sense. All right, for a Monday, Spirit, for Scorpio, for a Monday. Breakup. Ooh, Scorpio, walking away, separation, the end of something, divine timing is playing out here. I'm going to clarify that before I jump into that, because that could go 1,000 different ways. Like, I don't even know why. Like, as I said to you about the Windex bird, this is Spirit working through me the way we do, or the way they do. Like, you think about the bird that would fly into the window, he might just get a little creak in his beak, right? His beak might not be, you look at him and their little beaks are so fine lined and pinpointed. It's almost like somebody broke their beak trying to look at you, Scorpio. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. And this hot explosive card, it's there. Man, somebody's trying to get to you, and they can't. They just can't, Scorpio. I don't know. What about Tuesday? We're going to clarify these, but for Tuesday for Scorpio, Apple, Scorpio, wisdom, again, wisdom. Like, I don't know what you are redefining here, but holy shit, it's like, I don't know, Scorpio, it's like somebody like zapped you and everything that you've ever needed to know just kind of comes in. This could happen in sleep, this could happen in meditation, whatever knowledge or wisdom that you need is just unparalleled to what is coming in for you. If you haven't already had this experience, trust me when I tell you that it is coming. It is like, it's like when you download an app, right? Like, you want the wisdom or the knowledge that app has, so you need something from that, right? It's like you download the app and then you've got access to all of these things. Scorpio, you're gaining access to something that's very, very important for you. And whether it's wisdom in itself, it's just knowledge of a situation, like it's there. It is so, like, look, you don't even, Spirit just said, and there's the wisdom, and look at this. I can't make it up. Apple, wisdom, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Take your teacher an apple, because maybe you're learning something, people are learning something about you, and there's the card of wisdom. Looking for, like, Scorpio, Spirit just said, look no more. Look no further. Don't have to look much more past your face on something here, okay? On Wednesday, Spirit, for Scorpio. I love the way this feels, though. I do. Snake, lies, poison, fertility. You've got somebody, something around you. They're not sharing everything with you. Scorpio, your inner circle. This could be family. I don't like the way that feels. I like the reading, but I don't like the way this particular card feels, because it's garbage. It's almost like somebody's discarding what's important to you, is how that feels to me. It's like, well, so what? So what? So we'll see. We'll see what comes up. Thursday for Scorpio. I just heard it. Hope. You yourself, whatever this is on Wednesday, and of course, remember that these days could play out differently for all of you. You're all on different timelines. You hope for more for this particular person and or situation on Wednesday. It's like, I desire to have more than that with you. And so again, I feel like this is somebody that sits close to the heart space, or at least once did. There's hope for more. Be careful of people, to Scorpio, who show up and I don't know. It's almost like they see you as a gift, an opportunity to something. This could be business related. Be mindful of why people show up, like what snake oil they're trying to feed you or sell you. But I do think that the wisdom that you've obtained, you know what the difference is between reality and fantasy, expectations and hope. You're going to know, okay? You're going to know. And for Friday for Scorpio, cool down. You had that card for Sunday. Depravity is underlying that card. Spirit just said you're not going to let anything get under your skin. I think it's interesting, Scorpio. Of these 5 cards, 3 of them are in black and white. This way or that way. It's yes or no. It's light or it's dark. There's a mixing of the integrations of the light and the dark energy, the shadow side, the upright. Okay, there's something about that. Spirit's telling me to get a middle card here. So overall, Spirit, then curiosity, imagination, try, and desire. Scorpio, you're really banking on everything working out this week, one way or another. You again, spotlight. People could be trying to ride off your coattails, right? Like they're like, oh, Scorpio, good stuff. I think you're curious about a new way of living. I think that other people are curious about how you're doing it, why you're doing it. But it's like, I talked about windows. Windows and birds could be really, really very specifically important to you this week. But you see those windows. The windows are open. There is no more block to something eventually. It's like someone or somebody trying to get past those blockages, okay? Something, windows, flowers, greenery, even though like here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's all the leaves are starting to fall. Makes me think of Martina McBride's With a Broken Wing. And I think in the video, or maybe even in the song, I can't remember all the words right now. I know that in the video, she's standing by a window and she just basically like up and leaves. Like with a broken wing, she still sings, man, you ought to see her fly. Those windows open, a new song is sung. There's more to be had. You're going to get the praises that of what you are deserving of. It's an intense but liberating feeling that comes in with what you're understanding. Okay, I don't know how else to put that, but that way. All right, so let's go back to Monday. This breakup, walking away, separation, the end. What is this about, Spirit, for Scorpio? Scorpio, there is some remarkable, Spirit is saying remarkable truth that comes through with this Ace of Swords that clarifies this. I do feel like there is a truth maybe that's of maybe people you've separated yourself from in the past, especially in Libra season where there could have been some strife, that seems to kind of bring some other things back together, though, in a more reconcilable way. Is that a word? I think so. But it's the potential for victory in truth, for for those to see you, maybe even in your personal life, in a way that that in itself brings this feeling of a cool down. That blue and that white, that's a cooler energy that comes in with this. Where happiness on the home front could look different for you than you anticipated. And this could be family that's far away. This could be family that's close to you. This could be whatever, right? But there is a truth that surrounds why there's been separation to certain things. 10 of Pentacles. So the Ace of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, family legacy, the Star. This could also very well be for some of you, Spirit's saying not all of you, but some of you, the fact that like what you, like, let's say the environment that you grew up in, okay, just as an example, that it was often one of worry, strife, stress. There could be some healing around those moments. You know, this is like, you know, it's your birthday season, Scorpio. So people show up out of the woodwork. Oh, it's a reason to get a hold of Scorpio. Happy birthday, Scorpio. Blah, 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 blah. But there is something that has shifted a bit differently in this time or this era of the astrology that we're in, that says there is, again, hope, desire for healing, wishes coming true. And for some of you, it's kind of like maybe this is happening in a very odd way. Maybe you had a very torn relationship with someone in your family. There's some healing happening around your birthday season around this. Maybe Spirit's kind of telling me that it's not what you expected. Someone has shown some type of truth about how they feel about you. Even though I don't have cups on the table with this, but the Star does bring our emotions into play. It's like maybe it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was. It's our perception, right? Our interpretation of why people do the things they do. Are we looking still through a broken lens of ourselves from times past? 17 on the clock, the Star 17. There is healing that is happening. You know, if you were hoping for a close connection, we'll just say as an example, to a parent, we have a lot of trauma from our parents, right? That it's like, we're going to heal, but it still won't be as close as I would like it to be. It's not going to be quite what I wanted it to be as, but I'm going to accept it for what it is. There's an acceptance that comes in with this. 9 of Swords, it doesn't have to be worried. You could have been paranoid because you're used to people being a certain way. People, you know, and be wise with this, which I think you will. People do change. But the change that we often want to see in them isn't the way we would hope that it would be, but we at least can find peace in those changes that come in. So I hope that's making sense for you, the way I'm explaining that. So anything else on this, Spirit? You get to rewrite some kind of story when it comes to this. Healthy choices and healing heart. Maybe some people in your family and tradition, they didn't make the best make the best decisions. Karmic relationships. So this is like, you know, you choosing to do it differently, trying to walk a better path, trying to heal what has been broken. And, you know, you recognize patterns in yourself, you recognize patterns in other people, and it's just a big time for healing for you as a whole. Sometimes we need to have these, you know, quote, breakups, if you will, to have that distance, to recognize something specific that only time can show us. That's the only way we're going to gain this deeper wisdom around a particular situation, is to have had those times apart so that we can contemplate on a personal level and interpret it differently. Am I interpreting it through a healed version of myself now, or am I interpreting it still through a version of myself that was struggling at some point in life? So I hope that's making sense for you. All right, this apple, the wisdom, Scorpio, the wisdom. What is this? Ace of Cups. I said I had no cups on the board. There you go. I do think that the devil, though, oh my. Scorpio, you know, not only does this card say wisdom, but it also says sexuality. I don't know what it is about Tuesday, Scorpio, but somebody's got something to say. They're working on some. Why the devil? Why the devil, Spirit? What is the devil about? Hold on. Hold that thought. Hierophant, tradition, 10 of Swords. We're going to do this differently. Did I not just mention tradition or something like that? What you would traditionally have dealt with or whatnot. I don't even know how I said it. But the 10 of Wands with the Queen of Swords. King of Swords behind that. The Fool and the 6 of Wands. Scorpio. I want to throw these other cards down first. Hold that thought. There's a lot actually that's coming in with this, so bear with me for a minute. I just heard I don't want to do this without you. There's something about Scorpio, somebody not wanting to do something without you. I do think that there is a breakaway of tradition. So whether this is the way you've worked, the way you've lived, the way you loved, a mindset of how someone has done things, it's like we'll say this, there's tradition, like we'll use marriage as the example. There's the traditional marriage where you sign it with government paper and the government needs to rubber stamp that you love somebody. Bullshit, but that's just my opinion on it. Then you've got people who do like hand fasting, right? Two very different ends of the spectrum. Or no, let me thank you, Spirit. They're correcting me. Let me rephrase. Traditional marriage, government rubber stamps it. Over here, people who go, I'm not getting married. We can just live together for 90 years. And what used to, I don't even think they do common law marriage anymore in most states, but will just be common law, significant others. And then there are people who do like hand fasting or spiritual unions. There's like this contemplation of an in-between of like, how do we take this and how do we take that, but make it our own, right? So marriage just is an easy example. But because it's like something here holds a whole lot of weight to it. And the Queen of Swords, King of Swords, two counterparts here who are going, let's lay down the burdens of maybe viewpoints of other things or the logistics or, you know, the way that this used to be done. How do we find our own way through what feels right, right? The Ace of Cups, it's a loving energy, what feels right, what is peaceful to us. I don't know, there's something here about communion too. I don't know enough about the Catholic religion, but it's something like that, you know, like I hope that's making sense the way I'm explaining that to you guys. What else on this, Spirit? I do twin flames, yin yang, but I just said, you know, you have this way, this very traditional and this very non-traditional. This card says complete opposites or polar opposites, union and duality. How do we bring this together that abundantly feels good without having this old school tradition? Like, why do we have to do it on those terms, right? I do feel like there is some sort of compassion, love, literally. As I say that, there comes love. Where what you desire, what you need, needs to look differently. There's also potential here for someone goes, those types of situations are very, okay then. Are we good? All right. Are very heavy for them, but there's this spark, there's this desire, there's something here that wants to very much come together, but it's how do we do that? And Spirit said, you know, go back to the fact too, Nicole, you just mentioned logistics. Is there a distance? Is there a way that we can bring this together somehow, even if time and distance has been a thing? Or we contemplate, does it actually hold that kind of weight that we need to let that interfere in something specific? You could be dealing with a Taurus. I feel like the Taurus energy here, Scorpio, and you've got Gemini, Taurus and Gemini. It feels to me like that energy of Taurus is practical, stable, refined. That's the energy of the overall theme to this particular message. And Gemini's Ten of Swords is like, I want to bring an end to the distance between the two things, right? There's black and white, right? How do we mix it and get gray? Like Scorpio, we don't do well in gray areas, but it's the idea that how do we bring that together to make it, how do we make this mix better? How do we find a greater way? Because there's a lot of love in this situation. I've got the love card plus the Ace of Cups. There's unconditional love, there's affection, there's attraction to whatever this is. It doesn't have to be a person. It can just be a passion. It can be a job. It could be lots of things. But it's like, how do we find a middle ground to whatever this is? For some of you, there is a particular situation in your life with this not enough that it's almost like, this could even be like a side hustle, Scorpio, that you used to do that worked and you were great and happy with it. at that time, but it's not giving you, it's not filling your cup enough anymore. It's not for you anymore. It did what it was supposed to do. People too, reasons, seasons, lessons, all the things. It's no longer fulfilling you the way that it once did. And there are other things in your life now that are showing up that represent exactly what you need. And it's taking that chance on those things. So what is this love about, Spirit? Nine of Wands, King of Wands. There's someone, something else, another job, another person, another place, another whatever, that is coming in with the star and says, you know, you've been down that road. That was for a time in your life where things were difficult. It's like finding that comfortable landing pad in between, like in rocky situations, to help stabilize yourself. Again, Taurus energy. You're not there anymore, Scorpio. And it's like you may be having a hard time breaking up with that past, the mask coming out. It's an end to that cycle. And for whatever reason on Tuesday, or again, put it where it fits in your week, it's like you realize that it personifies a person of you that you once were and no longer are. Okay, it's time for that change. And it's almost like sometimes you may gaslight yourself into believing that it's still a certain way. Could be a little bit of survivor mode still kicking up in you, going, I got to do this to survive. No, you don't. You're on this Spirit, on this thriving journey. Thank you, Spirit. You don't have to hide away anymore. You don't have to be a part of that anymore, because it doesn't feel like you're getting enough from something, but yet there's something else here, King of Wands, that is like, something is inspiring you to be more, to do more, to showcase yourself. Spirit's like, let's do the damn thing, Scorpio. Let's go. So it's time. Either someone or something is in your peripheral here going, this way. Let's go this way. And you're like, I can be untraditional. I can do it on my own terms. I can find that middle ground, and it doesn't mean that it makes me less than. All right. So allow your beliefs to change. Allow your beliefs to change. You have to be able to change your beliefs in order to gain more out of life, right? So roll with it, Scorpio. Roll with it. Spirit's asking me to get one of these, so let's do that. What is this about, Spirit? What? Everything. Listen, when you move on from a particular situation, there's a lot of love, a lot of chemistry to whatever this is, person, place, or thing. Pregnancy, so could be pregnancy, doesn't have to be. I think it's more about the fertility of what comes next. And then vacation. Like, you could be traveling soon, you could be given opportunities, but the point of it is whatever you've been doing that's no longer working, it's time to move on from it. Let it go. Let that old way of being take a back seat to the life you're creating, because it doesn't serve you anymore. Okay? So this snake, what is this about on Wednesday, Spirit, for Scorpio? How about you all, but I'm starving right now. My stomach is growling. Page of Swords, Five of Swords. This to me is like somebody who is, Spirit, withholding a truth. You know there's more to know about the situation, and they're not giving it to you straight. I don't know what the spiritual significance to snake eggs particularly is. I don't have a device to look it up either right now. But you think about snakes, though. They eat eggs. Your eggs are the next generation, right? The next lineage, the next whatevers. Scorpio, what is this? I just heard they think they'll get away with this. Thank you, Spirit. They think they'll get away with this. It's almost like selling you snake oil, like promising you maybe a promotion or a raise or a new way of living, a new way of being. And you know they're full of shit. Like, you already know. Wisdom says, seen this, been there, done that. Like, and Spirit's too saying, like, I always say to you guys, pay attention to how people treat other people around you, because it's indicative of how they're going to treat you eventually. You're not exempt from that behavior, right? So if, like, let's say this is a raise or promotion kind of deal, and They're like, I can guarantee you this, but you just talked to, Cindy in the cubicle next to you, and she's like, yeah, I've been here for 15 years, and they've promised me 15 promotions, and I've gotten a quarter raise in 15 years, and now all of a sudden they're selling you something that seems too good to be true. They want you to invest. They want you to lay the eggs there, so they can have them. Basically how I feel about that. So be careful with what you're investing in, okay? Make sure it's for the right reasons, with the right situations, the right people. 10 of Wands. They just want to put some sort of, I hate to say they want to put some sort of burden on you, but they do. It's like you carry the weight, Scorpio, of this situation, and then let me know what happens. It's almost like they're waiting for you, but I feel like Spirit's got a grander plan. 3 of Wands, King of Pentacles. They've got a grander plan for you, but whatever this is, you're going to have to kind of let go. So this could be a project, right? It could be something with your neighbor. It's like, oh, hey, Scorpio, you take down that tree, I'll put up that fence. You take down the tree, you pay to have the tree, and they never put the fucking fence up. It's like, wait a minute. That's not the agreement that we had. I do feel like this energy is kind of bleeding over from Tuesday, that it's like a twofold situation. Like there's this part of it, but then here's the second part that they're not being completely transparent with you about what their intentions are. 7 of Wands just fell in the Lover's card. Scorpio, you got better choices ahead. 4 of Wands, the Empress. Family, home, potentially children, whatever this might be. Spirit's particularly saying grandchildren as well. Like maybe you're retiring and wanting to spend more time with your grandchildren. If you sign on for another 6 months, you're going to miss certain things that are important to you. Don't let them sell you some bullshit story for something that is not going to be, right? So, again, wisdom. As I say that, there comes the Queen of Wands on the split. She is wise. She's wise beyond her years, most certainly. Very intuitive, very smart. Spirit also saying very calculated in her own right. She's not quick to make fast movements on things, so take your time and make those decisions. 2 of Cups comes out sideways. 4 of Pentacles. It's a way to hold on to you. Somebody could promise you money or whatever this is, but it's like they want you to bear the burden of making it happen, and they're holding back. 4 of Pentacles, the Devil. They're the ones holding back in this situation. So whatever this is in your energy this week, regardless of what day it shows up on, do know this, literally, the not enough card comes out again. Phoenix comes out sideways. This has the ability to stifle your growth in whatever level of life this is. Don't let this stifle your growth, okay? Don't let that be the thing that holds you back. So, because it's like, I always have said this, and I will forever agree with this. When you work for a company, maybe even people, even if you are self-employed, like, do people genuinely respect and appreciate you? You're not just an employee number. You're just not this extra person, if you're self-employed. It's like, do people actually value and respect you? And I do feel like it doesn't seem super heavy, Scorpio. That's why I think it's probably business related, where you're an option for them. But if it came down to loyalty, you would be another employee number. You would always be replaceable. We are always replaceable in those types of situations. We go in, we provide them a service, they give us a paycheck, and we, carry on. There's usually no emotional connectivity or loyalty in that. 3-3 on the clock. So if you're giving something more than it deserves, and they're fulfilling empty promises instead of promises itself, you know where to take your energy to, and it's not there. Okay? Anything else on this, Spirit? Caution. This comes out sideways. It's almost like, you think about it. If it's a Friday night and you got to get off the couch to go out and have a date, just as an example because of the card, you have to make a choice. Am I going to go out and get wined and dined? Or am I going to stay home on the couch and watch Netflix and eat Oreos? What's it going to be? And you have to make that choice. And everything coming out here sideways, Scorpio, you're on the precipice of going, no more of this. You're one notch away from going, nope. And I feel like this has been a slow burn on something for some time, especially if this is work related, that you're like, I want to feel, again, date night. Like when you out with your person, you both want to feel loved, seen, and appreciated. You want to be loved, seen, and appreciated in a situation here. And it's not happening when they're not listening to you. So heads up, okay? This hope card on Thursday, Spirit, please. what they got, but they're chasing something. Hope for Scorpio on Thursday. 3 of Swords, Scorpio. It might hurt your feelings. It might sting a little bit. But Page of Swords in reverse. Oh, Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. I was like, oh, good Lord, Scorpio, what is happening here? Is it going to sting a little bit? I almost feel like you're going to feel left out in the dark. But from whatever, there is a particular situation that's going to take a couple of days. I almost feel like you're thinking about it a lot. That is like, Spirit, why do you got to fuck with me? Like, I don't think you like this at all. And that's okay, because you're in another transitional phase here. But the Wheel of Fortune says, Scorpio, you're going to be able to alchemize, right? You're transforming any pain, any lies, anything that's not being communicated with you. Again, you see right through it. You really, truly do. You know where you have to go. You know what you've got to do. Again, Scorpio, there's somebody, you're showing Empress, right? You're screaming Empress to me. But what I think is interesting is there's this Knight of Wands coming in for you that is separate energy of what I'm seeing over here. That's like, I'm coming in for you, Scorpio. You make that move and I got you. So whether this is Spirit supporting you, this is your partner supporting you, this is your family supporting, whatever this is. It doesn't feel financial. It's like, hey, Scorpio, I'm inspired. Oh, Spirit, thank you. I'm inspired by you. So let's go. Like, if you're going to make that move, let's go do this thing instead. Like, I got you. I'm behind you 110%. And it's kind of funny that the Knight of Wands, you know, you could say couldn't hold a candle to the Empress because they're two very different levels, but they've got a lot of wisdom, and this may help them mature as well, which is interesting. Like, you're showing up very mature, very smart, very analytical, very, you know, hey, that's enough. Quit that. Good God. Just very composed and put together, even when things are disappointing. It's like you express that somehow, or if you're not expressing it, it's very visible. And this person is just like, hey, Scorpio, Knight of Wands. I got news, I got information, I got messages. Someone also, separate of that, could also be coming in and providing you additional information that you didn't know existed. Heads up. And you're going to be able to use that wisdom. It's like it's almost getting some kind of information, possibly from somebody younger than you, who's got a lot of life experience, who may not show it, fiery energy here, Aries, Leo, Sag, that says, let me tell you something. It's like, I don't know, let's just say you leave that job, right? And next week, you know, you've been gone for a week or so, all of a sudden, that one guy that sat at the very end of your cubicle shows up and, you know, gets a hold of you and is like, listen, as soon as you left, this is what they did. Confirmation, Scorpio, you made the best decision for yourself to disconnect from that. It's like everything lines up to show you, boom, Scorpio, best decision ever. That's the way you knew you should have gone. You followed your gut. You did the thing. It worked out to your benefit. And now you've got somebody else outside of, you know, Joe down in the corner of the cubicles that's like, hey, you make that move. We're going to do this. It's kind of funny. It's like it overlaps. Like, hey, you are finally bold enough to make that decision. You've finally seen your value. You've got this thing. Go do the thing. Like, it's very supportive energy, because it's like, Scorpio, someone could lie to you, manipulate you, give you a line of shit, and you're going to take lemons and turn them into lemonade. Like, you're going to turn that shit to lemonade every single time and carry on. It's like Spirit is saying it's like a long lost memory that somebody, again, use it at work as an example. You leave that company 3 months later, you know, you're not there, you're not in those rooms, but someone's like, man, when Scorpio was here, things just made more sense. Like, we did this and this, and that was so helpful. Now that they're gone, these things don't run as smooth. Like, sometimes it takes somebody losing you or a place losing you to realize the importance and significance that you had, but you're inspired here to do more for yourself in something specific, and you've got people around you, or at least a person around you, that's like, you say go and we're off. I'm just waiting on Scorpio to say let's go. So, and Spirit saying that particular message, like, you give the green light, you give the okie doke, and they're ready. They're ready. They're more ready than I think you know. So that could be in various ways. This could go back, Spirit is saying, back to Tuesday on that tradition aspect. Like, are you good with this? Or maybe they're not really saying that, right? Again, pre-shadow, Mercury retrograde, things aren't being communicated appropriately. but there's something that you have the potential to say that turns it all around. Okay? So, okay, Spirit, yeah. Passion and camera. Like, let's go make memories. The memories from the past are the past. Let them watch you. Let them watch your ass as it walks out the door. But what comes next, like you've learned from that situation, again, wisdom, there's a whole new passionate beginning for you in whatever you're going to do. So just go do the damn thing, Scorpio. Let them watch from a distance. Anything else on Thursday? Divorce, breaking up, moving. Some of you could absolutely be moving. Some of you could be going through divorce, but I think you're breaking up with a situation. It's an experience. There was an experience that you've had that has worn out its welcome. It's no longer a part of your circle anymore. It's time to move on. And again, like, you could be moving, somebody could be moving in with you. Somebody could have made false promises about moving as well, just an FYI. But whatever this is, like moving up somewhere, doing, you know what I mean? You're going to know what this is for you, okay? And on Friday, Spirit for Scorpio, what does Scorpio need to know for Friday? The Fool and the Nine of Pentacles. Scorpio, by the end of this month, literally, because that's the 31st, by the end of this week, you're going to be so much happier and feel so much more independent and free as a result of those choices. You're just like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm good, thanks. Thanks for asking. I'm good. This cool down, what is this about on Friday? The Magician. Scorpio, you were manifesting this all along, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. King of Wands. It's almost like they've something or somebody else has manifested you too. The Star. Oh yeah. We're healing past not having enough or not getting enough. Everything keeps falling back out on Thursday. Scorpio, you're really in a take no guff kind of mode where it's like, I just, even after the fact, like if somebody came back and said, hey Scorpio, we'll give you this job back, but blah, 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 blah. No, thank you. Politely, no, thank you. I'm good. But I appreciate the offer. Like, I'm gonna, you know, you didn't see me then. Why do you see me now? No, thanks. No, thanks. All right, this cool down on Friday. The moon? I don't know how I feel. The full moon. The full moon in Taurus. When is that? Another week away? You're going to see how important this decision is for you. You're going to understand by that time, like, you may feel like, I don't know what comes next for a little while, but then all of a sudden, something, I'm going to say the moon itself clears it out. The moon itself clears it out. And then, Scorpio, you see this brand new abundance come in for you. Whether it's love, money, happiness, I don't know. Whatever you need. Something that you need. Something you've been manifesting. Something you've been working on. Something you've been creating. Just kind of comes in. Cool down. So for maybe like the next week after this, Three of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, I'm telling you. It's like once you choose you, there's no going back from that, right? And the Three of Wands is your ships are coming in, right? You're planning. So maybe for the next week after whatever decision this is, there's some planning, there's some phase that's happening here, but it's going to bring in opportunity that you are Spirit like, least expecting. There's some type of opportunity. It's like Spirit's like, finally Scorpio said I've had enough of this. It brings in great opportunity for you. Could be working with somebody in law, by the way. Confession. Someone has something to tell you. What are they telling you? I want to be so nosy. What are they telling Scorpio about? I just heard I've loved you all along. So that's for somebody. Maybe a couple of you out there. What is this confession? Gift. Someone is, again, somebody is giving you some kind of information about something or somebody. And that's important. That in itself is a gift, Scorpio, because you need to know this. Whatever this is, you need to know. Okay? Because it's going to clear the air around something, too, that you weren't certain about. And I feel like that's been a low-lying thing. Like, you may not really give a lot of thought to. It could have been one of those little moments where you thought about something, and we're like, whatever, you know, I need to see more, right? You're like taking it with a grain of salt. But something and or somebody does have some very important information for you. Now, next to that, and separate of that, whatever is being gifted or in the planning phases of with the Three of Wands, what is this? What is this, Spirit? You needed to let go. Sage advice, more wisdom, Scorpio. Talk about opposite ends of the spectrum. Hold that thought. I want to see, what is this Three of Wands status? Someone is giving you wise advice. I feel like that goes back to that. Okay, so again, somebody or something you need to know. That particular situation could have been gaslighting you all along. You're going to know, you're going to realize that it's tied to what you brought to the table. Like, so if you've had an inclination about something, or you didn't feel good enough or something like that, you're going to get confirmation from something or someone. Could be dreams, but I think this is more from somebody in the physical realm. Okay. Spirit, okay. Is there more on Friday? I feel like there's more on Friday, Scorpio. What is this? The Spirit's nudging me here. Judgment, Nine of Swords. We had that combination, I think, earlier, something close to it. I brought up Judgment from the very beginning here. Choice. What is this? The Star. Scorpio, there's so much healing in this reading for you. Oh my goodness. What else on Friday? The Moon comes out. King of Wands and the Moon. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aquarius, the Moon. Cancer, Pisces. I'm telling you, this Moon is going to be very important because there is this period of pause. Bear with me. I want to clarify that Moon. What's the Moon about twice? Five of Swords. Page of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. Hold on, Scorpio. Sometimes you need to do it on your own. Like, you got to do something here on your own. Hold that thought. Oh, God. Queen of Pentacles fell in the reverse. It's so weird because I don't feel like, even though the King of the Wands, the King of Wands and the Moon came out together, and that's been a repeating theme in this read, Scorpio, I don't feel like those two are connected. There's somebody here, Scorpio, that wants you to be dependent on them. And that could have just been a theme in your life where other people wanted you to need them. Oh, Scorps, okay. So part of this, for some of you, is, like I said, you've got somebody else coming in, right? To like, go, okay, Scorpio, let's go do this then, right? Like, they're excited to do things with you. And Spirit's saying for you. Talk about that old mindset also, right? That tradition, non-tradition is traditionally, this is the way the family unit maybe had worked, where you all have to rely on each other, that that's the way it's supposed to be done. Some conventional norm under that upbringing. But this other person could be Aries, Leo, Sag, is like, or an Aquarius, but I think it's more the Aquarian energy it's driving this for you, is like, I don't want you to need me. I want you to be there, right? It's like, again, appreciating, healing. This person is helping you heal that need, that codependency, that restraint. I do feel like you've got somebody here who's like, they've known it to be that way for so long that they don't want you to make that exit. And I don't think that this is just, while I will say to you, I do think part of this is a work situation. For others of you, this is like low-level family stuff too. But it's like you're reinventing the way you connect with others. Okay? You're breaking up with that old pattern, right? Transformative energy in Scorpio season. Gee, who would have thought? But this person or situation that is newer to you is giving you the wings to fly, right? The bird, I talked about that curiosity, like this person, whether you're working with them, whether you're in love with them, whether you are friends with them, they're giving you, like, you know, the wings to move forward, Scorpio. Okay? And you look, like, that door is open, those windows are open, like, the shutters are open, the windows, every opportunity you have to leave a space, it's like being in an escape room. You got to find all the keys to get to the next thing to get out of there. And it's like you finally unlocked. You've finally got that final key, that final piece of the puzzle, that all the windows and doors are open and you could escape at any time. The opportunity is there for you to leave this old way behind. Do you allow an old trauma, an old survival mechanism to be the thing that keeps you in something when someone else is like, here, Scorpio, I want to lead, I want to inspire you, inspire me, I inspire you. Whether this is, again, work, if it feels like it could very well be creative, but creativity runs in all walks of life. But it's inspiration at its finest, Scorpio. Take this opportunity and fly the fucking coop. Fly the coop. You have gained everything in here and in here that you need from that way of living. It's almost like this whole theme of this week is like, Scorpio, push past that brick wall. Like, push past it. Go over it, go under it, go around it, whatever, but go. It's there for you to go. Like Martina McBride with a broken wing. I'm hearing it again. She didn't let it stop her. With a broken wing, she still sings, man, you ought to see her fly. Him, her, them, they, it don't matter. Fly. Here's your opportunity. Here's your escape route. You're not running away this time. You're healed. You're healing. Maybe you've healed this situation. Now you're ready for this new journey. Fly the coop, Scorpio. Fly the coop. I like this. Not without a lot of consideration. But it's time. And they'll either follow along if they're important to you, or they won't. But you've got something, King of Wands, that's inspiring you. It's just such an inspiration. That star in that King of Wands to me is inspired. Inspired, 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 Scorpio. I do love this for you. And, you know, I do feel like you're dealing with somebody potentially much younger than you when it comes to a situation, or at least energetically, how they feel. They feel very young and dumb. Okay? This King of Wands, though, Spirit. Pick the new, Scorpio. Pick the new, because look at this. King of Wands. What came out with that? A fire sign. Very, very, they are a fire sign, or they have fire sign placements. And you do have this situation back here that's trying to slow you down from moving forward with that. They're trying to get in the middle. There could be some jealousy there. They're trying to stop you from living that inspired life. Anything else on the King of Wands? I don't think you realize this, but this person, this person, situation, job, it might take some time, just a few more months. There may be some like little hiccups, but they support you, Scorpio. They are like it says a lost loved one watches over you. I don't think you understand that this particular person could be like your earth angel. They're saving you sometimes from yourself and you don't even know it. Fly, Scorpio, fly. I'm leaving it there. Sending you all so much love. Have a fantastic week. Happy birthday to all of you. Personal reads, excuse me, are open and available. Information is in the description box below at the About section of the page. Channel memberships are open. Join us there for the monthly or for the daily Scorpio reads for the month, or I keep wanting to say the month of Scorpio season, for all of Scorpio season. All right, guys, I'm sending you all so much love. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.